In this video, I am going to explain you how you can resize your EBS volume as well as your root volume of your AWS EC2 instance. So let's get started. As you can see here on my computer screen, AWS instance named as EC2 is currently running. So I am going to change the volume size of EBS volume size of this particular instance. So for changing the EBS volume of this instance, we will first have to go into the volume sections, and as you can see here, EBS volume named as U2BS is already been created. Size is 50 GB, and I'm going to resize this particular instance. Sorry, this particular EBS volume. So I'm going to click it. I'm going to actions, click on modify, and I can only increase the size of EBS volume. I cannot decrease the size of EBS volume. So I'm going to increase it from 15 to 30 GB. So by clicking on modify, as you can see here, it is modified. So I'm refreshing it. Now it's 30 GB. So I'm going inside my AWS EC2, that particular U2BS named instance, and running command lsblk. So here you can see my EBS volume is this. The main, as you can see here, the main disk of EBS volume has been updated, but the partition of this EBS volume is still as was before, which is 15 GB. So I'm going to update this partition. So for updating this partition, I'm going to use the command named as sudo grow part/dev, and I'm going to copy paste the disk name by Ctrl+V, Shift+V, and I'm going to give a space, and I'm going to put the partition number here. After putting a space, I'm going to put 1 space 1, enter. So the partition has been changed, and now I have to know the file system of this particular partition. So if I want to know the partition, so of partition file system, so I'm going to use lsblk/f. So here you can see the file system is of that partition is ext4. So for this file system, I'm going to use command named as sudo grow sudo resize to fs and db, and I'm going to put the partition name here, copy pasting. Yeah, everything okay, enter. So now if you see, if I run the command lsblk, you can see successfully our partition got updated. So, and one thing you should know, you can only resize the partition of you can only resize the EBS volume if the EBS volume is already mounted. So as you can see here, this EBS volume is already mounted here. In the mount point, you can see only this and this is mounted. So you have seen that how I can resize the EBS volume. Now I am going to change the size of my root volume. So for changing the size of my root volume, the same process is I'm going to do here. I'm going to click on the root volume, I'm going to modify it, and I'm going to increase the 20 to 40 and modify it, and it's modified. And now you can see here, if I use the command lsblk, you can see here clearly the 40 GB is the main disk is updated, but the partition is not yet updated. So I'm going to do the same process that I have done before. So I use the sudo command, sudo grow part /db, the same name of disk, the root volume disk, control V, and after giving a space I put the partition number here, and you can see the partition number and change. And after that I want to know my file system of that root volume. So here, as you can see, the file system of that partition is XFS. So for this type of file system I am going to use the command sudo xfs /xfs was the command xfs / growfs, and I'm going to choose, and here you can only write the mount pointer which is already edited. So I'm going to be enter. Now change it. If I run lsblk, you can see successfully the partition of my root volume is updated. So yeah, I put cheat sheet of each file system, of the command of each file system in my comment section. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching this video.